Senior official Earl Hebner laying the ground rules for this match. As the bell officially rings, this match is underway. There was no other way it had to start than with Earl Hebner making sure things are going to run smoothly. With two giant egos and a lot of testosterone between these two, there is sure to be a lot of chaos as Scott Steiner brings the fight to Triple H. Triple H now. What a shot from Steiner. And a thunderous chop from Steiner. Now it's Triple H who's fighting out of the corner. What we're seeing is an exchange of heavy blows to see who's going to outbest the other, who's going to outmuscle the other individual. These two put the heavyweight in heavyweight champion, but only one man can leave this match, can leave the Royal Rumble, can leave this building here as your world heavyweight champion. And you heard Scott Steiner say he's the man. We'll find out soon enough based on the result of this matchup. Scott Steiner showing that raw power of his as he lifted up Triple H and slamming him into the mat. And now it's Scott Steiner who's in control over Triple H, and a wicked clothesline takes the game out on the outside on the floor. Big Papa Pump, the challenger, now in the driver's seat as he assaults the champion outside, throwing some wicked blows at Triple H and wisely rolling in the ring and rolling right back out to break the 10 count. He realizes that it's those instincts, realizing that the only way to win this title is via pinfall or submission. He can be counted out and disqualified. There is a champion's advantage in this world title match. And Scott Steiner was very well aware of it and doing everything he can to use that knowledge to his advantage as he suplexes Triple H back into the ring and pulled the leg back for the cover, and wasn't enough to keep Triple H down for the 3. What a shot to the back of Triple H. And Scott Steiner breaking down Triple H. This could be a rough match for Triple H if it keeps going in this trajectory. And a hard send into the corner by Scott Steiner to Triple H, who drops a huge elbow on the back of the game. Scott Steiner is not somebody you want to be on the opposite side of the ring from. But if there's anybody who can take on Scott Steiner, it's Triple H. But right now, Scott Steiner's putting one hell of a fight against the world champion. And this Boston Crab, Triple H, doing everything he can, and he's able to crawl and make it to the bottom rope, forcing a rope break. Now it's Big Papa Pump with these vicious elbows to the side of the head of the champion, to the neck, side and the neck and the side of the head of Triple H. Devastating blows to the cerebral assassin. Triple H is going to have to find something to shift the momentum, and just as I speak, never mind, Triple H went for that dropping knee, but it had no effect on Big Papa Pump, and now lifts Triple H up with a bear hug as the game is writhing in pain, punishing that lower back of the game. Triple H raking the eyes of Steiner to break free, playing it dirty. Oh, and a belly-to-belly throw by Steiner as he pulls a leg for the cover. And a near fall for Steiner. Steiner was looking to put Triple H away. But when it comes to playing dirty, there's nobody dirtier than the dirtiest player in the game, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who pulled Triple H out of harm's way. And the official Earl Hebner making sure to keep this thing in line, making sure Scott Steiner doesn't go after Ric Flair, who was not a part of the match and should not have even pulled Triple H out to begin with. But it wasn't completely out of the rules and was in the gray area. As Ric Flair trying to rally behind Triple H was able to buy himself a little bit of time. But buying himself some time, now going to capitalize on this turnaround here. Is this the shift in momentum that Triple H is needed to get back in full control? Triple H getting that boot up as Scott Steiner charged full speed ahead has given Triple H the momentum he's needed to turn things around. Steiner sent right into those steel steps by the game. Triple H looking a little bit worse for wear. Little bit perhaps desperate by the game, sending Steiner into those steel steps. Triple H trying to dig down, do what's necessary, do what has to be done to leave the Royal Rumble as the world champion, which is no easy task. And a swinging neck breaker to Steiner. And again, Triple H with a cover. And Steiner able to kick out. And now the momentum has definitely shifted in the favor of the world champion Triple H. This is exactly what Triple H has been looking for these last few minutes. Oh, come on. And using that jacket to choke out Steiner. Meanwhile, referee Earl Hebner never saw a second of it as Triple H had him distracted. This might as well be a handicap match. And a neck breaker. And a cover again by Triple H. But to no prevail as Steiner able to kick out before the 3. If there's anybody who knows what the world title means, what it means to be world champion, it is the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who has done it 16 times over. That is the record, the all-time record for most world title reigns. And Ric Flair giving a little extra for Triple H, making work of Scott Steiner in every way possible. Triple H sending Scott Steiner into the corner. And a boot to the midsection. Perhaps looking for a pedigree to retain the world championship. Oh, Steiner. Steiner able to break the grip of the game. And a catapult. Triple H goes head first into that top turnbuckle. Scott Steiner. And a modified slam of some sorts. A suplex. And both these men throwing some heavy artillery blows as Steiner has the game right where he wants him. And Triple H able to counter. And Scott Steiner jumps up and over with another neck breaker. And hooks the leg for the cover. And Steiner once again kicks out. And Ric Flair is expressing a lot of impatience and showing a lot of emotion towards what's going on inside the ring. And Ric Flair wanting everybody to stand up and acknowledge Triple H as Triple H set on the middle rope. Gets caught by Steiner. Steiner with a belly-to-belly throw takes out Triple H. And Ric Flair with that smile on his face. He loved... Which... Ric Flair, I don't know why there was a smile. Perhaps he sees a sign of hope. Steiner was able to get the better of the situation, but it seems Triple H... It seemed like Triple H was starting to pick up some momentum. Scott Steiner's really picking up the pace here. Big Papa Pump with a big back body drop to the game. And now another belly-to-belly throw. And now Scott Steiner just ragdolling Triple H like nothing. And again, Triple H is no light competitor whatsoever. There's a reason he's the world heavyweight champion. But Scott Steiner just tossing him around like he's a plush doll. And belly to belly slam. And it thought it was all over, but Triple H just barely gets the shoulder up in the nick of time. Scott Steiner double underhook. And slamming Triple H. Some sort of modified slam by the Genetic Freak. But Triple H able to kick out. Sending the game into the corner. The game comes back with a back elbow. And now it's Triple H who climbs up to the top. But it's Steiner who stops Triple H from making any more movement. Scott Steiner wants to put an end to the reign of the game with a superplex. Down goes Triple H as Scott Steiner crawls towards the cover, pulls the leg back. Will it do it? But no. The game able to kick out again. Scott Steiner in disbelief, thinking that was going to be enough to keep Triple H down for the 3 to secure the World Championship, but it was not enough to keep down Triple H for the 3. And now Ric Flair has the world title. And now Triple H and Ric Flair are going to walk to the back. But Scott Steiner is on the attack as he takes both men down from behind. If I were Flair, I would run. I guess Flair wants to play with the Genetic Freak. Meanwhile, the ref still trying to focus on Flair. Triple H has that title, but it got caught by Steiner and sent Triple H down. And now Steiner gonna go after Flair. Oh, it seems Triple H got caught with the world title. The belt opening Triple H's skull open. His own world title used against him. Triple H tried to play dirty and it backfired. And now Triple H is busted wide open as these two have made their way back into the ring. And a belly-to-belly by Scott Steiner. Once again, returning to ragdolling Triple H. You don't see Triple H get manhandled too often like this. Triple H once again trying to escape, realizing maybe he might have gotten a little bit too big for his britches as Scott Steiner goes on the attack of Triple H to make sure there is nowhere for Triple H to run away from Big Papa Pump, the Genetic Freak. Big Papa Pump had that steel chair and then realized he would get disqualified if he used that chair and wouldn't win the world title. But now Steiner gets the game. Triple H back into the squared circle. And Steiner re-enters the ring himself. And now, just mocking Triple H, playing mind games. And Triple H might be begging for mercy by the time this thing is over. Earl Hebner having to pull back Scott Steiner. And Flair yelling at Earl to check on the blood. And Earl Hebner saying no. Earl Hebner arguing with the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And now Steiner sends the game once again back inside the ring. Steiner giving Flair the death stare, and Ric Flair wants no part of it. Triple H just sent the ref to the outside of the ring. That's got to be a disqualification. Oh, then he realized he's not going to do it. The referee has second thoughts. He's not going to let this match end this way. And Big Papa Pump with a slam and a suplex. Will it be enough? And it's not enough to keep Triple H down. Just not quite enough. And Flair once again distracting the official. And Ric Flair trying to get the match stopped on account of blood. And a low blow by the game. And now a roll up to retain. And Steiner survives. Low blow. That was a close call. Triple H will stop at nothing to find a way to win. Oh no. Not the sledgehammer. Triple H has the sledgehammer. Sledgehammer in hand. And Hebner yelling at Triple H. To no avail. This time, Earl Hebner going to call for the bell. And there's nothing else Earl Hebner could have done. That was a blatant disqualification. That's exactly how Triple H wanted this to end. He realized that Big Papa Pump might have been too much for him and had no other choice but to find another way. And Hebner trying to grab that sledgehammer from him. Hebner was trying to save Steiner from getting his skull cracked open. And now Triple H tried to go for it again, but Steiner grabbed the sledgehammer. And a shot to the midsection of Triple H with that sledgehammer. And a shot to the midsection of Flair. Triple H may have won this match, but Scott Steiner making sure he wins the war as he stands tall with that sledgehammer. Scott Steiner may not be leaving tonight with the world title, but this surely isn't over between these two heavyweights. A rematch is surely to be down the line soon as Scott Steiner is looking to put Triple H away. The Steiner recliner as blood is pouring down the face of the world's champion. Triple H is out. And now we've got more officials coming to break this thing up. Doing everything they can to stop this thing. Trying to pull Steiner off of Triple H, but to no prevail. General Manager Eric Bischoff now trying to get involved. Bischoff trying to tell Steiner to get off the game. Bischoff was begging Steiner to get off Triple H, and eventually he did. The message has been sent to the world champion. Scott Steiner still got his eyes set on that world title. And like I said, this is not over between these two, as Steiner grabs that big gold world title belt. Scott Steiner stands tall over the game as he lays that world title down on the champion. Perhaps, if there's a rematch, the man standing above Triple H, Scott Steiner, is the one who's favored to win it. But it was tonight that Triple H would use his dirty tactics to get himself disqualified so that he would leave the Royal Rumble as still the world champion.